Muhammad. I want to address a few things that I heard the officer state. You're not speaking for the black community when you say that the greatest concern in the black community is snitching. That's not the greatest concern in the black community. The greatest concern in the black community is police brutality. That's the greatest concern in the black community. This is a black church. It may not go by that. In a black community with predominantly black officers here. I first want to thank you for the integrity of the questions that you posed. I also find it interesting that you, Pastor, and no disrespect, you read something to us before we came up to speak. But what you read, in definition, you didn't give to the officers to regulate or govern their concerns or the manner in which they presented what they had to say. Several of you have spoke about transparency. And you keep saying, keeping it real. You're not keeping it real when you don't believe that the same citizens whose taxpayers employ you are not qualified to oversee and investigate when you do wrong. That makes you above the law. Don't misconstrue my compassion as bashing. Because we're not going to solve the issues in the black community by stroking each other or not speaking straight words. What I've heard since I've been here, and I didn't think that I was coming to hear the community bash and the officers glorified. But this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the community. And when you're dealing with the black community, and I've heard words, bully mentality, thugs, criminals. So if this is the language by which you use to describe us, this is not, you're not describing characteristics and characters in a white community. These are words, derogatories, that you're using to describe us. And this is what you see when you confront us in the black community. Thugs, bully mentality. But this is how we see you. As thugs, bullies, authority figures, abusive. So to hear about the 1% that's good, that's not the concern of the black community. So by being predominantly black officers here, and you say that you're good, where is your goodness seen? Because all we see, again, when you have the recent issue, and I am being respectful of time, when the young lady was beaten by the police, the good officers stood by and watched. Were they the good officers? When they should have stopped it. Now you talked about snitching and ones who you have told on. You're imposing ones in the black community to do that which you and your fraternal order of police do not believe in. As a collective, y'all don't believe in snitching on your own, but that you impose it on the black community to practice snitching to assist you. That's a double standard. No, I'm making a statement. See, you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Well, that's a great point.
You're here to solve something.
I love hearing what you got to say.
No, but we listen to you.
But that's a great point.
We listen to everything that you all have to say.
No, we're trying to get to the question.
No, so
I don't have a question. I have a statement. I'm making a point.
Okay.
I don't have a question. I wanted to address it.
Well, can I respond to your statement?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You know why we're here tonight?
Answer the question.
We love our community. And we're troubled by what we see going on all across this country. That's why we're here tonight. Simple as that. We love our community. We took an oath to protect and serve. I brought this pamphlet tonight. What to do during an encounter with the police. Because you know what? We don't want these bad encounters to happen between our citizens and the police department. And when I say a bad encounter, I mean where somebody gets hurt, injured, or killed. That's the last thing that we want to happen. So that's why we're here tonight. And we're not only doing it at this church, we've done it at numerous churches already. We already got other churches lined up, other community organizations. We're doing it because we want to get this thing right. in terms of the interactions between our law enforcement officers and the citizens that we took an oath to protect and serve. And so when you talk about your community, listen, I'm not from some other place. I'm from Jacksonville. I was raised in Magnolia Gardens in Zone 5. I went to Northwestern. I went to Raines High School. I'm a graduate of FSU and UNF. Your community is my community because my dad still lives in the same house that I grew up in. And so if you think that that ain't important to me, then I don't know where you're coming from with it, because it is. And so I'm very passionate about the community that I serve. And I'll tell you, when we go out to these communities and we walk neighborhoods all over this city, what you're saying is not what we're hearing from the people who live in these communities. Because what they're telling us is, we don't have enough police around here. We need more police around here. They're not telling us that they're afraid of us. They're concerned about young boys on the corner, selling drugs, shooting people, killing people, prostitutes, selling dope. That's what they're concerned about. And they're always asking us, please help us to deal with these issues that are impacting negatively our community. And if you want to hear it from the person who deals with it every day more than anybody, is Assistant Chief Dolores Patterson. She can tell you clearly about how her interaction with the people in the black community on a daily basis.
Thank you, Chief Mitchell. We have one more question, please.
Can we add a couple things before I hand it to Assistant Chief Patterson? Let me say this: majority of us, if not all of us up here in this panel, we're not forced by the sheriff to come up here. I was not forced. Chief Mitchell called me. He's a good friend of mine. Said, "Arnie, would you like to come?" I said, "Absolutely." I have a wife, 2 boys. I haven't seen probably in about 6-7 days because I work off duty when I get off at 5 p.m. Trust me, I love my family, but I wanted to be here tonight because we love this community. I live in the Mandan area. I don't live in this community, but we love the city of Jacksonville. We want to grow closer. That's why we're all here.
Let me say this also, and let me apologize to you because it wasn't my intent to demean you or belittle you. My thing is, and I was going to just reiterate what Andre said, I'm here because I want to be here. The sheriff didn't make us come, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm here because I care. I really do. And we want to hear what the problems are so we can try to go out and fix them. So we can try to make some changes. So when I asked if you have a question, I was trying to figure out what you were trying to get to so that we can maybe address it, maybe come up with some solutions. That's the goal. The goal is here is to us to educate you, and you can educate us about some things that you have concerns about. That's the whole thing. I wanted to get the microphone and apologize to you, because that wasn't my intent.
I just want to add on to that, what Chief Mitchell said. My sergeants, actually my lieutenants, they conduct walks at least twice a month.